Layna, and for this week's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of things that I either loved or just was like obsessed with or just used so much during the month of May. So let's just get right into the video because there's not really much explanation I have to do. So I thought I'd start with fashion, and one of the things that I've been loving so much because it's been getting warm here are sandals, and I just bought 2 new pairs of sandals for this season. So the first pair that I have are these Gladiator sandals, and I've actually had these maybe since like the beginning of May, maybe like end of April. This pair is from JCPenney's, and I totally recommend them. I will also, just a little thing I forgot to say at the beginning, I will add everything that I have down in the description box if you guys want to check it out. If I can't find it, I'll try to find something similar. So the other pair of sandals that I really like are this pair, and I got these at Kohl's, and they're like, I don't know how you guys feel about them. I feel like they're like a type of shoe that like they look good when they're on, but they don't really look good when you see them like not on. So the next thing in fashion that I have been loving is choker necklaces. This one has a bunch of my hair on it. So this one and the one that I have on are both from Forever 21, and they just have little half moon charms off of them. This one's a solid one, and then this one is a lace band. So the last thing I have for fashion is printed shorts. Now this is just one of the pairs that I have. It's just kind of like, I don't even know, there's some elephants on here. I don't really know how to describe this print. I also have this pair on, and you guys can kind of see them. They're like red, and they're very similar, just a little bit different and obviously different in color. And both of these are from Wet Seal, and I don't know, they're just super comfy, and they're like really, really cute because I feel like it's a good way to dress up a casual outfit. The next category I'm going to move on to is like beauty related things. So one of the first things that I have been like obsessed with in May is the Smashbox concealer, and I've actually had this one for like a year, I think, but I was using a different one because my skin was a different color in the winter, and I just started getting back into this shade, and I don't know, I love it. It's just, I don't know, and there's something so like, oh, I like the way it like rolls up. I don't know, I'm weird, but I really like this one. It's a really good quality. I got it at Sephora, and I think it was like $20 or $24, maybe $22, somewhere in there. Definitely not more than $24. The next thing that I've been loving is also another item that I've had for a really long time, but kind of just like fell back in love with it, and that is the Too Faced Naturalized eyeshadow palette. I think that it's so freaking cute. This is what it looks like. My favorite colors in it are Classic, Honey Pot, and Push Up, and if I'm going for like a darker eye, I like Sexpresso and Exotic, or not Exotica, Erotica. My next things for beauty are actually ways to take off your makeup. So the first thing that I've had for the longest is the Clinique Liquid Facial Soap. And Nick got me this for Christmas, if you guys remember my what I got for Christmas video, and it's honestly my favorite face soap I've ever had in my life. Like, it makes me feel so refreshed, it's just so clean, and I love using it, and it's actually like, it's barely been used because I never want to use it just because I love it so much and I don't want to run out. The next thing is actually something I bought pretty recently, but I'm just super excited about it, and I just wanted to throw it in this video because it's still May, so it still counts, and that is the Garnier Micellar or Micellar? I don't know. I'm horrible at knowing what things are supposed to say, but cleansing water. And basically, you take one of those little like cotton pads and you dab a little bit of this on there, and you just like easily takes your makeup off. Like, I've heard a lot of good things about this, and so I'm just really excited, and I kind of like love the way that it looks. Like, you ever just think something just looks cute that's like not supposed to be cute? So my next category is food, and I actually only have one thing in it, but I just had to show you guys because these are like the greatest food item to like grace the earth, and that is s'mores Oreos. These are so good, like especially with like a good like cup of milk, like so good. So the next few things are in the more of like the book side. Recently I've been really into journaling, and this journal is from Barnes & Noble, and I actually bought it last summer because the summer in between 8th grade and freshman year, my dad had bought me a journal as my graduation present, and I wrote in it every day that summer, and then I still had more pages, so I wrote into freshman year, and I just love going back and looking at it because there's just something so cool about seeing, like, understanding how you felt at a certain time. So I picked this up last summer thinking I was going to journal all summer. I journaled like I think 2 pages. Actually, I journaled like my first day that I started writing it, and then there's a couple like sporadic times during the rest of the summer that I would pick it up and write in it. But I decided that this summer I am going to write in this whole thing. The next two things are going to be book series. So I also started a reading goal for myself that I was going to read 52 books by the end of the year, but I started it in like end of April, I think. So I kind of, like, it was kind of supposed to be like a book a week, but I lost like 2.5 months of time to read. So the first series that I just recently started whenever I started my reading goal was a series called, the first book is Did I Mention I Love You? Now, if any of you guys are fans of Wattpad, the author who wrote this actually wrote this story on Wattpad, and then it got discovered and eventually got published, and it's so good. I have this girl named Eden who moves in with her dad, who she hasn't seen in 3 years because her parents got divorced, and she lives in Oregon, but she moved with him to California, and she stays for the summer, and she's friends with the girl across the street and her friends, and then she ends up finding out that she has 3 stepbrothers. 2 are younger, and then one's a year older than her. And long story short, some little feelings start happening between her and the older stepbrother. There's also another subplot about her having like a lot of insecurity and like dealing with that, and it was actually really interesting to read. So the next series I have is the Selection series, and oh my god, I loved this series. I actually just finished it last night. There are 5 books, and then there's like a side book that has a bunch of novellas. Starts off with a girl named America, and they live in a future version of America that basically America was like falling to shambles, and they end up being taken over by China or New Asia. I think it was New Asia. That's what they call Asia. And then basically a monarchy just took it all over, and then the monarchy was taken. Oh my god, I can't talk. A monarchy began, which was led by a guy named Gregory Ilya, and that's also how they get the name of the new country, which is Ilya, which I believe that's how it's pronounced. You can pronounce it however you want to, but that's how I pronounced it in my head when I was reading. And then what they do is that whenever a prince is of age and like is going to be taking the throne soon, that's another thing I really liked, is that the prince does not take the throne when his parent dies. It's like whenever he reaches a certain age, the throne's given to him. And okay, so whenever it's time for him to get a wife, they do a thing called the Selection, which is basically The Bachelor. So they get a girl from every like province, because there's no more states, there are more provinces because they're bigger. And they get a girl from every province that is around, it's like 16 to 19, I think is the age group or something. And they all come to the palace, and they basically, there's 35 of them, and they all come to the palace, and they kind of like compete for his love, but there's no like competition really, like no games or anything like that. Like, he basically just gets to know everyone. But I highly, highly recommend this story. I recommend this series if you love love stories, if you love teen fiction, because it's really good. And there's also a lot of like, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's definitely some action thrown in there, because they deal a lot with like rebels and people not wanting there to be a monarchy anymore. So pretty interesting. A lot of people actually die. So that is going to be it for my May favorites video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments below if you tried any of these things and you also love them, or if you want to try any of them out, because I would love to share the obsession with you guys. But I love you so much, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!